Today's a follow-up on a vlog I did a few weeks ago on the 5 biggest mistakes artists make when selling their art online. And I'm going to focus in pretty much on that pricing issue. Pricing requires a little bit more of a discussion than was in that sort of real fast-paced 5 biggest mistakes. So check it out, time for the intro. So one of the critiques I had on that video in particular was, don't say hi everybody, because everybody says hi everybody. So I'm going to try from now on to just launch right into it. It's odd not greeting people when they come to visit you online, but apparently that irritates a lot of people. So we'll try it without that for a while and see how that goes. So talking about pricing. Pricing is a challenge for artists from the standpoint that, wow, that's a noisy guy. You've spent so much time on this painting, you've spent so much time putting this one together, or this work of art, whatever it is, it doesn't have to be a painting, and you go like, well, it's worth so much. Well, and that becomes the challenge. If one piece becomes really valuable, you go like, oh man, I love this one's my baby, I can't sell it for less than X dollars. Problem, because now you've devalued all your other paintings. Yeah, you go, oh, this one's worth more, these aren't worth as much, but I'm trying to charge the same amount of dollars. Huge mistake. You have to be able to say all of these are purely a commodity. They're purely my job. I'm doing my work and this is what it costs for me to do my job. You can't make one more expensive because you like it more. You can make it more expensive if there's more expensive materials, if you have other hard costs that are higher. That makes sense. But just saying I like this one better creates a real problem. I want to share an interesting story with you that I learned from a friend of mine. He had a friend of a friend, who was an artist in Cuba. Now, where he lived, people didn't have a lot of money to spend on art, but he wanted to be an artist. So he decided to determine what his art is worth by the square inch. It's this much per square inch, and no matter what size painting you're buying, that's what it's worth. And how this worked out was, people liked him in his community and they wanted to support his art. Again, they didn't have much money, so he said, you can just give me $5, $10 a month, for instance, and I'll keep an account for you. And once you have a certain amount in your account, I'll tell you which paintings you can buy, or you can keep saving up for a larger painting. That's what I'm talking about, treating that art like it's a commodity. So then if you're able to do that, if you're able to do this and apply this technique, you're going to find that people aren't going to go like, well, why does this one cost this much and this one costs that much? It just, that's the price for that one, and that's because it's this size, no other parameter. At that point, people will say like, okay, here's a value. There's a value to this piece of art, and I know what it's costs, what it's worth, and what other people are paying for it. So I don't feel like I'm being taken advantage of. Which brings another point up. Don't forget, the minute you start celerying, it's a vegetarian version of selling apparently. The minute you start selling in galleries, you have to double the price, obviously in the galleries. You're going to have to double the price everywhere else, so the gallery owners are not going to be happy that you are now selling half price directly to patrons. So patrons will have no incentive to come into their gallery and purchase. So you know, when you make that leap, that's something to consider. You want to be able to look at what you're doing, what you're producing, what the cost is, and then just break it down like it's a job. And again, be realistic about that hourly rate. Are you worth $100 an hour? Probably not, unless you've been doing this for the last 20 years. So treat it like any other job. Just find a way to make it so that you can afford to live, but you're not trying to get rich off it, because that's a whole other topic. We're going to talk about being an artist for fame or for passion. That'll be a follow-up vlog, but you have to be passionate about it, and then be willing to just work at your job. So think about this. Think about how it would apply to your career or where you're at in your art journey. And then if you have other questions or follow-up questions, just let me know. Post them below. If you missed that other video or you got to this one first, the link, if you're on YouTube, right here for the 5 biggest mistakes. If you're on Facebook, it's probably down here somewhere in the comments. So check that one out as well. But I think this one helps kind of round out the explanation of how you come and find that pricing that you're looking for. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you again soon.